Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ringside Recap. I am your host, Ninja the Ninja, and let's get started with brand new week of the flagship show, Monday Night Raw. So guys, we are in a brand new week of wrestling, starting with Monday Night Raw, and here is my thoughts of what might happen before the show. So, I want to know if Steph is going to come out and basically address why he curb stomped Paul Heyman, and what does his role now going to be, since now it's him against the whole, against the rest of the division. Because there ain't really that much people left. What you got is Logan Paul, and then he over here trying to box it NFL player, which I don't know why he thought that was gonna be a good idea, but I don't know. And then you got Austin Theory, and I'm hoping WWE please push him to be bigger than what he's doing now. He's just being this overly aggressive partner in the group. You know what I'm saying? That one person in the group is overly aggressive for no reason. They got him doing that role. So I hope they do something more with him. And I hope they address the Jey Uso thing to see who jumped him. I wonder what they're gonna do. I wonder who's gonna be the one that's gonna do it. I think they said Cody at one point, but also Sammy. I don't know. But then I had a quick thought thinking it was Jimmy. But then he was partnered up with Jimmy. But I don't know. Something I don't know with that. And then another thing is the Dunhausen man. I wonder what they're going to do with him. I really hope they put him in a match soon. Because I know I'm not the only one. I saw a couple people say this on my TikTok, that they're kind of tired of him just popping up and just trying to be a comedy relief person. But you need to get in the ring. People are really hyped to see you. I think it's now time for you to get in the ring. I think it's time. And I can't wait to see about Penta in the Continental Championship. I know tonight he has a match against a Grande Americano, and then there's also going to be a women's first contender match for the women's Intercontinental Championship, I believe. And I'm really not too excited for that one. I guess because I'm not really a type of person who really cares for the women's Intercontinental or United States Championship. That is me though. But I know a lot of people do like them, because women do deserve more championships other than just the two that they have. I mean, in the tag team ones too, but I don't know. We'll see how that one goes. And then I wonder if Roman Reigns is going to come back this week to, I don't know, give CM Punk something. Maybe they're gonna fight in the ring or something. You know how WrestleMania get. They're gonna hype this up as much as they can. But I don't know if y'all are like me, but sometimes WrestleMania season don't feel like how it used to be. I don't know if y'all like me. I'm a 2000 kid, but do y'all remember back in the day they used to have the cups at 7-Eleven? You used to go OD with WrestleMania. That, the cups, they had everything. The whole month leading up to it, it was at WrestleMania everywhere. But now it just kind of feels so dry. It just, I don't know. But that is just my little side tangent before the show starts. So, after all that, let's get started with the show. So, Monday Night Raw starts off with Raw General Manager Adam Pearce, and him just basically addressing the crowd about Seth Rollins, how Rollins is putting himself in danger and he's not medically cleared, and I understand how much Steph does not like the Vision. The Vision had done bad things to Steph, and he claims that he doesn't like the Vision either. But he proceeds to call out Steph, and Steph comes out with like 10 masked men, and they all did this, like, I don't know, like, number of them scattering around the ring and then scattering inside of the ring, and then all of them stepped out except for one, and that was Steph. And Steph and Adam had this conversation, basically saying again, you're injured, I don't want you to get hurt, because what happens if you try to escape like you've been doing the past months or so, and this time you don't escape, and then you get re-hurt, and then we won't have no more Steph Rollins. And Steph is basically like, not really saying anything. And then, once again, the Vision comes out. Austin Theory and Logan Paul basically said, we're going to come and beat up Steph. And they tried, but Steph gets away with the masked men doing their whole little scattered number once again. And then LA Knight comes out and starts beating up Austin and Logan, but ends up getting, jumped. And then the Usos came out, and then they helped LA Knight, and that was it. So I guess it's them having a little scuffle after last week, after they did with Paul. But they still have not explained what happened to Jay. I don't know if they're going to just gloss over that, like it didn't happen. But there was nothing. There was nothing after that. So, I don't know. So, guys, we get a quick little segment with Jackie and the Usos. And Jackie basically asks the Usos, what do you have to say about CM Punk saying the things about Roman? And they're like, we don't care about what he say. Well, Jay was like, we don't care what he say. But then Jimmy was like, you know what? We do have something to say. And then they just kind of just storms off. They could have did without that segment. I don't know what the point was at. I don't know. Anyway. So the first match of the night is a women's gauntlet match for the chance to be number one contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So the woman that's in the gauntlet match is Lyra Valkyrie, Ivy Nile, Bailey, Asuka, Io Sky, and Rock. And the match was a 8 out of 10. It was an amazing match. This match might be the match of the night. The women once again putting it on, making the matches the best part of the show. And the winner of the match ended up being Bailey. So Bailey is going to be the number one contender for AJ Lee's Intercontinental Championship. I believe this match probably going to be a good match. It's going to be a good match between Bailey and AJ Lee, because I know back then they have some type of history from when Bailey first got on to the main roster in NXT. So that's going to be a good match. So y'all, we get a little video package of Natty and Maxine Dupree. Basically, Maxine Dupree jumping Natty after Natty smashed Dupree into a turnbuckle, and that was really a bunch of nothing. So then the next segment we had was the original El Grande Americano and Danhausen. And basically Danhausen was trying to do what he's been doing, trying to give people his list or whatever. And the original El Grande Americano was like, hey, look, I have a match to get ready for, so can you please just go? And of course, Danhausen said, well, now you are cursed. So then now the second match on the night is for the men's Intercontinental Championship with Penta and the original Grande Americano. So before the match starts, Penta gives out basically a little thank you to everyone around the world for believing in him and him being happy with himself for being the champion. So he goes through that for like a good couple minutes. And then the other El Grande Americano, so the fake one, comes out playing as the original one, and I guess is trying to steal the championship shot from the original. I hope that makes sense. It's hard to it's not hard to really tell the difference because one is Chad Gable and the other one is Kaiser. So y'all, the match with Penta and the fake El Grande Americano, I'll give that match I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. It was okay. It didn't really grab my attention as much as the women's match did, but it was okay. It was a good match. Penta won the match and he is still the men's Intercontinental Champion. So I'm assuming probably next Monday they're going to get the original El Grande back for another title shot for the championship. So after that match was over, we get a little video package with Stephanie Valkyrie and her basically going back over the same thing what Liv and her were going through last week. Basically saying, yeah, I was trained in not the best places, or I basically worked from the ground up and you had all these privileges and you're spoiled, and just basically just trying to hype this WrestleMania matchup. So it really wasn't nothing too much to go for. And then after that video package was over, it cuts to the Judgment Day, Liv watching what Stephanie had said, and basically was like, who cares what she said? And it tells Raquel that she's going to help her get back to the title picture. And then Dominic walks in and be like, where's Finn? Finn is not in there. It's just only Dom and the women. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to the ring and say what I have to say. So, y'all, Dominic Mysterio comes out and basically tells everyone, I want my rematch with Penta for my championship. And then proceeds to call out Finn. And Finn and JD McDonough comes out. And, Dom is like, Finn, why did you didn't help me? And this, that, and the third. And Finn was like, at the Judgment Day, we are a family. We're supposed to be supporting one another. But you want to be so-called the best Mysterio. So, only how to be the best, you gotta win by yourself, basically. So Dominic did not like that. And then Finn and Dominic get into a scuffle. And the rest of the group try to break them up, but then JD ended up clotheslining Finn during the scuffle, and basically they all jumped Finn. Dominic got like the hammer that they used to ring the bell, hit him in the head. Then they had a chair, were beating Finn with the chair, and then Dominic did 2 frog splashes, one with the chair and one without the chair, and that was it. So I guess the Judgment Day are now kicking out Finn. So now it's only Dominic, JD, Liv, and Raquel. So I'm going to assume they're going to set this up for WrestleMania. It's probably going to be Finn versus Dominic at WrestleMania. And I'm all for it. I I didn't really call it right, but I was thinking that the whole group was gonna break up, but only is Finn. But I guess I did call it in some way, but I think now the Judgment Day is gonna slowly just disappear after this, since they've been together for 2 years. But I don't know. This was a pretty good segment. It was a good segment. So y'all, we get a quick little segment with Javon Evans and GM Adam Pierce. And basically Adam Pierce just giving Javon his flowers, like, you're the youngest person to do it, and congratulations on even being in the chamber, and keep on being bouncy. And Javon's like, oh yeah, thank you. So then Kofi Kingston and Grayson comes out, but Kofi like dismisses Grayson, like, okay, like, this is only me and Javon's time. So then Kofi gives Javon like this speech, like, I used to be you, I used to be that kid to do all these crazy moves, and I know Offset and everybody else in the ring last week was too much, it was OD, but I just want to tell you that we can be a team, basically. Now I'm trying to figure out where Kofi is getting this from, because I'm pretty sure when Xavier comes back, he is going to be super unhappy with that. So this kind of really like piqued my curiosity with this little segment. I wonder how far they're going to take this. I wonder if they're going to try to make Xavier jealous because Kofi now trying to team up with Javon instead of him. But who knows? So then it jumps to Jackie basically seeing Bayley and Lyra and congratulating Bayley on having the Intercontinental match with AJ next week, which I'm trying to figure out why they're doing it next week instead of trying to do it at WrestleMania. But who knows? Maybe you know what they're probably going to do? They're probably going to do some type of triple threat situation between AJ, Bayley, and Becky. I'm calling it, and this might happen. But that segment was a bunch of nothing. It was just, if I win the championship, Lyra, you're gonna be the first one in line so we can run it back and have another match together. And that was it. It was really nothing. So now the next match of the night, we have Obafemi versus Rusev. Okay, y'all. So the match with Obafemi and Rusev, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It really wasn't too exciting. Just another big man versus another big man, and really it was nothing to go crazy about. Oba used his Falls and Grace finisher, and that was the it of that match. So then, now the last segment of the night, we had CM Punk coming out to basically address everything that he said last week about Roman, and how Roman made a mockery of the championship, and just basically going over what he said last week to Roman. So then now this is when the Usos come out, because earlier I did say that the Usos was gonna basically speak their mind to what Punk has said. So the Usos basically come out and want CM Punk to demand an apology for disrespecting their uncle, which is Roman's father. He was a part of the Wild Samoans from way back in the day. Way like at the WWF days, I'll say. So Punk is like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry for Roman, for him basically saying the same thing, making the championship a mockery, fooling y'all to think that he's this big person. And the Usos like, no, we're not saying nothing about Roman. We want you just to apologize to the whole family, saying that, disrespecting the dead, basically. So once again, Punk is like, I'm sorry, and then give them some dap, but then goes back to say that Roman again confused y'all, trick y'all, making y'all his little lackeys and lap dogs, and just the whole 9 yards. So then the Usos end up jumping Punk, which I was actually shocked about. So I guess the Usos are heels again. I really don't know what went on between that. So maybe the Usos might come out and help Roman at WrestleMania again. So I guess, I don't know. But they did say that next week Roman is gonna come and speak. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be another whole thing with them and the Usos. And he probably gonna tell the Usos, I don't need y'all to help me win. He probably gonna do that mess. But anyway, that was it for the show. It cut it off pretty early. It's only 10:25. They cut it off around like 10:20. So they ended it by like a couple minutes earlier than they usually do. And then sometimes they cut it at 10:30 or sometimes even 11. But yeah, that was the show for tonight. All around, I'll give it was an okay show. Once again, I'm going to give it to the women. The women was the match of the night. Once again, I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. The women are saving the show. And it was a pretty decent show. I feel like it went by really quick. Maybe because they don't have a lot of matches. And now they're just doing mostly just little segments and video packages. But, I don't know. But after all that, I want to thank all of you for listening and hanging out with me tonight. And I will see y'all again on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. Make sure y'all like and subscribe for more content. And if y'all want me to do something else with wrestling related, let me know. I'm down to do any extra things if you want to know, or ask questions about my favorite moments in wrestling or anything like that. But once again, thank you, and be sure to love one another, be blessed, and mental health matters.